guys, welcome to the Crafty Maven. This is the inspiration piece for this week, and I have to be honest, I did not really get much out of the inspiration piece this week, at least for this layout. I actually love the inspiration piece. I love the natural textures and such in the inspiration piece, but it just didn't do anything for me for this particular week. I really wanted to get this week done. With Project Life, I always do things definitely in order. I don't go out of order with my project life. I may start on like 2017 while I'm still working on 2016, but I definitely do my weeks in order. This is the one time I do that. Any time else with my scrapbooking, I just kind of do what inspires me. But for some reason with my project life, I feel like I have to go in order, and it works for me that way. So that works just fine. But because of that, I wanted to do this week, and the colors and stuff in the inspiration piece just weren't really what I was looking for this layout. So I chose more of a pale kind of a muted pinks and oranges for this layout, and I really like the color combination, so I decided to go with that instead. But that inspiration piece is for you guys to be using just to give you some ideas of where you could take your pages. It doesn't mean that you have to use the inspiration piece, and you don't have to, you always use the colors from the inspiration piece. Maybe you want to use more of a natural element, things like that. So definitely take that inspiration piece and use it to your best advantage, or don't use it at all. It's just kind of a jumping off point. So let me get back into this layout. This is week 32 of my 2016 project life, and I'm just kind of fiddling with this title card. A couple of these things that I have are very, very old, and what I'm doing right now is just taking my fine liner bottle and gluing this down with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive, which I believe they call tacky glue now. And I outline the card, and I'm going to be outlining a couple other cards in this spread, and I really like how that kind of just brings your eye into the card. So I'm going to continue working on the cards here, and sorry, I'm just moving my lamp. It was having a bad glare on the photo, and I wanted to get that to go away. So I just added number 2 in that little cork circle there for this particular card. And this is a day that we went to Six Flags, so I got a couple pictures of Six Flags, me and my daughter. This is like some humongous ice cream cone that she had, or an ice cream that she had. And I am now just going to take this acetate piece and I'm gluing it down. Normally I would staple the acetate pieces, but because this is a pretty small piece, I just ended up putting a bunch of glue on the back. And when you make the glue go all the way across and then you put down the piece, you really can't tell that you have that liquid glue on there because it covers the entire piece. So here I'm going to do more of that outlining. I thought this life die cut really needed to have some outlining, so I did that as well. And I just think that ties nicely with the outlining I did on the card and the other cards on this spread. And then I'm just going to journal about some of the things that happened this week. And I'm just using one of my Sharpie pens for this. I do like how this one writes a lot. And that is it done. Now I'm going to move on to another card, and this is a picture of my friend. It was her 40th birthday party, so we are celebrating, and I'm just going to put some more lines around the embellishments for this. And that Saturday is a printable that I got, I believe, from Studio Calico forever ago. And I'm just going to trim all those pieces out and then just kind of cluster them on that 3x4 card. I also have this cork camera that was from Studio Calico, and I just backed it with the white paper. I didn't like seeing the little note sheet and such behind it, so I backed it with some white cardstock to kind of mask that. Now I'm going to take these little doodle type or doodle bug type stickers and spell out happy birthday to you. So it's just going to be HBT2, the number 2 U, and I'm going to use the little circle stickers here in a second once I figure out I like those better. And I'm definitely really pulling from my stash for these layouts now. I am really wanting to use that stuff up instead of getting new things. So I've really canceled all my subscriptions, and I'm really working to cut down on my stash. And it really makes me happy when I can get some of the stash used up. So if you have a lot of stash, I challenge you guys to be pulling that out and using that. It seems like that's kind of the theme that scrapbookers are using these days. I have a lot of people, or I see a lot of people on YouTube and on Facebook that are really digging into their stash and using it up and not necessarily always buying the newest and latest and greatest stuff. And I think that's great. That's the reason why we bought it, is so that we all can use it. So we might as well be using it instead of just letting it sit in our stash. And sometimes when we do sit it in our stash, we get tired of it, or it's boring, or it's not in style anymore. So why wait till it's not in style? You definitely want to get that used up. So here I'm just using a cellophane bag that I got from a Studio Calico kit several years ago, and I'm just kind of using my scissors, not my scissors, my ruler to trim that down. And I just like how it gives kind of a fuzzy edge. It's not like a real straight scissor edge, and I just like how that looks. So I'm just adding this layer just behind the present, and I'm actually going to be putting 2 layers on top of each other. Again, just using up some of my things that I have sitting around, and I really like these cellophane bags, and I wanted to use it up, so I just layered it on this, and I'm going to add this plastic or this acetate die cut. It's a little present, and I believe these are from Heidi Swapp. I've had them for quite some time. I believe I got it in my Studio Calico kit. I'm taking the little ticket and then the cork heart. And I believe the cork heart is something that I actually punch with one of my punches with some cork sheet that I have in my stash. Now I'm moving on to this photo here. It is of my friend karaokeing. She had her 40th birthday and we wanted to go out to celebrate. So I thought this brad with the treble clef on it was the perfect little thing to add to this card because she is singing and it's notes, and I don't very often get to use a brad with notes on it, so I thought this is perfect. So I was going to use it as a brad, but I didn't like how it was going to lay on the page. So I'm going to end up just putting a little bit of foam on the back of it and then putting that on top of the flower and then just calling that good. And I like how that ends up looking. And that I didn't have to poke through the picture or add any more dimension. The brad prongs seemed like they're adding more dimension to it, and I didn't really want that. So and now, of course, I am putting it on foam, so I guess it wouldn't matter too much, but I did want to keep it not too any more bulky than it already was. So I believe this is the last card, or actually I'm going to be taking some of these vellum tape stickers and putting them on a couple different pages, I believe, on this layout. Or maybe it's just this picture. I can't quite remember now all of a sudden. Yes, I'm going to take it on a couple of these, and these are just some vellum, or not vellum, I'm sorry, washi tape stickers, came from a Project Life sticker book. And that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have not already, please subscribe to the Crafty Maven YouTube channel. If you want to find out more about my channel, you can visit the links below. It has all my social media links and my YouTube channel below. And if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. Bye!